Hello, this is Codord. Welcome back. So in this video we have to keep going with the registration process. Basically we have to keep doing validation for our registration form. Okay, the next thing that I want to do is to only show one message at a time, which means I only want to validate one input at a time. So what we have to do is basically to copy these two lines and add them for every if statement. But this means that we are repeating ourselves. So every time we find in this situation, when we are repeating ourselves, it is a nice idea to create a function. And this is what we are going to do. So we are going to create a function named redirect. We need a location. Okay, now the body of this function, we call that function header, then location, then we concatenate this location, and finally we concatenate the .php extension, and then we call exit. Perfect. Now back to our register.php. Now we can simply say redirect register. So we have to do the same for each if statement that deals with validation for that form. Save. Now we can replace these two with simply redirect register, because eventually we still have to redirect back. Save, refresh, and now click on sign up. Perfect. So one field at a time. Okay. Now it's time to make sure that the email address is valid. In order to do that, we have a useful function, filter var. This function takes as the first argument the value that we want to filter, and then the second argument the filter that we want to use. So filter validate email, and this function returns false if this value is not valid based on this filter. And if this is the case, because we are interested of this case, we want to store a new message in our session and redirect back. So the email let's see, address is not valid. Save, refresh. Now we have to add a value for each field, an invalid value for our email. But before doing that, if we go back to our register.view.php, where we have to change this type to text for our email input, so that we can test this. So refresh. Okay, some invalid value. Click sign up, and let's see. Don't save. The email address is not valid. Perfect. Back to our register.php. Okay, so remove that dot to keep things consistent. Okay, so we can add a comment right here. Validate the email address. Now we have to make sure that the username has at least the length of the username is at least 3, so it has at least 3 characters. For that we can use another useful function, strlen. Then we pass the value that we want to get its length. We are talking about a string, so in this case the username, and if this is less than 3, then we have to show an error message and basically redirect back. So let's see, the username field cannot be less than 3 characters long. Perfect. I think we can do the same thing for our password, so that we are here. Why not do the same thing? So we have password. Now our password has to be cannot be less than let's see, 8 characters. So change this to 8. So it cannot be 7. Okay, the password field, we can add a comment right here. Check username and password length. You can add as many validations really you like, but I want to keep things simple. Okay, back. Now we can add let's see 1, 2, just 2 characters. Then a valid email address, test@test.com. Let's see, I want to add more than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, well, 8 do not need more than 8. So again, you can add a value right here, click sign up. Perfect. The username field cannot be less than 3 characters long. Okay, now that we are done with the username and the password length, the last thing that we have to do is to make sure that the password and password confirm match. But before doing that, make sure to change this to email. Perfect. Now back to our register.php. We simply say if post, let's see, password, and the other field password confirm. So if this is not equal with post password confirm, it means that the password does not match. Then we can simply store a error in our session and redirect back. So let's see, the password confirm does not match. Perfect. Refresh. And now let's add some valid values. So let's see, test around test.com, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then let's see, add some random value, sign up. The password confirm does not match. You can actually say the password confirmation does not match. Perfect. We can add a comment right here. Make sure the password and password confirm match. You can add more validation rules. For example, you want your username to contain only letters. You may want your password to contain letters and other type of characters, but I want to keep things simple. And I think we are done with the validation process.